Welcome, Jonathan Perez here, founder and CEO of the Conscious Teams Project. I'm very excited to be sharing with you what the Conscious Teams Project is about and what we believe at the most fundamental level that inspired the creation of this organization. You see, what I have learned over 7+ years, not only in my professional experiences, but also in my own personal development experience, is that nothing changes on the outside until we change on the inside. And what I noticed is that many teams and organizations that I worked with and many Fortune 500 companies where they invest even hundreds of thousands in training is that they would throw all this money at more training, more courses, more coaches, more things, anything that would give them the edge. And yet, on the outside, nothing was really changing in the long run. In the short run, perhaps. In the short term, maybe they saw some changes and some quick wins. But what they noticed is that they ended up falling back into old patterns. Well, why is that? Think about your own personal journey. In my personal journey, what's happened for me is that even if I get a quick hit, oh yeah, I learned these skills, it's gonna change everything. And yet, if on the inside, I haven't fundamentally changed my operating system, if you will, I end up reverting back to old patterns. And so in the organizations I've worked with, this is what I've seen, is that they get more training, more workshops, and something in the short term that's gonna get them inspired and motivated. And yet, if they are not challenging themselves on a daily basis to really embody and live those new behaviors, those new mindsets, and begin to look at what's holding them back and see their blind spots, nothing is going to fundamentally change in the long run. And so this is why the Conscious Teams Project was born, and it is out of my desire to help create and build and develop more conscious teams in the world. So how do we do that? Well, what I believe is that it's very helpful to have someone who is able to be an honest, loving, challenging mirror to your team. And this is where we focus on executive teams because we believe that change begins at the top. And if the top leaders at the organization are not demonstrating, are not embodying, and are not living the behaviors that they want to see with their teams at the organizational level, larger cultural transformation efforts do not work. That is what I've noticed. And so we challenge executive teams to first clarify, okay, what isn't working and how do you want to show up? What does a new culture look like? And from there, I and the set of coaches that I have insert ourselves into your day-to-day. And we become mirrors in a very objective and loving, challenging way to say, hey, here's what we see, what do you see? And what that means is that in the daily flow of meetings and the team dynamics, we get to see what's really happening and offer you very refined and pointed feedback to help you realign yourself to how you do want to be showing up. Another thing that we do is we get the group together and we create an environment where people can begin to share authentically what's really happening for them. What are you really feeling inside that perhaps you haven't felt safe to share with this team? Most teams that I've worked with in the past have withheld a lot of what's going on inside of them. They don't trust people on the team. They withhold their truth out of fear. And many of the leaders of the team are not even aware that that's happening. So we work with leaders to train them to spot any moment where there might be something withheld or when someone isn't feeling safe. And we teach teams how to generate safety within their teams to where people are willing to call themselves out and say, hey, I'm not feeling safe here. I'm feeling defensive. I'm feeling frustrated. I just need to take a moment. Can we reset the space? Can we reset the room? Or where teams are willing to repair trust ruptures, or they're willing to voice what they're really thinking. Maybe you announce the big vision for the organization over the next 5 years, and the team, the energy's low on the team, and you might not catch that, but you might see your team member on the right side who their body shut down completely. And instead of keeping the movement going, you pause and you say, hey, what's going on for you over there? I noticed that when I shared the vision, your body collapsed and your face got red. Would you be willing to share a bit more about what's happening for you, what's coming up for you? That's an example of a conscious team in action. These are leaders who are willing to have the difficult conversation or get uncomfortable, especially as things arise emotionally. So I wanted to paint a picture of what that looks like and some of the inspiration as to why this beautiful project was created to help bring more conscious teams into the world. And if this resonates, I would love to talk more with you about what that can look like within your team so that you can move out of survival, build a culture of trust on your team, and quantum leap to a new level of performance that perhaps you didn't even know was available to you. Book a call on the link below. Looking forward to connecting with you.